A youthful Madeline Swan observes her mom's homicide by fearmonger Lucifer Safin. Swan's dad, Mr. White, had been requested by Ernst Stavro Blofeld to kill Safin's loved ones. Swan shoots Safin and escapes, falling into a frozen lake. However, he saves her. Years after the fact, after Blofeld's arrest, a Swan goes to Matera with James Bond. She convinces Kling to visit his ex-darling Vesperlin's close-by grave, where he endures a blast coordinated by ghost agents drove by Primo, a hired soldier with a bionic eye. Bond and Swan escape together. However, Bond cuts off their friendship, accepting that Swan double-crossed him. After 5 years, Phantom specialists extricate MI6 researcher Valdo Obruchev, who furtively works for Safin, from a London lab and take task Heracles, a programmable DNA focusing on nanobot bioweapon created under M's oversight. Resigned and living in Jamaica, Bond is reached by CIA partner Felix Leiter and State Division Specialist Logan Debris, who request Bond's assistance removing Obruchev from a Phantom party in Cuba. Bond declines, however later acknowledges after Nomi, his replacement as Specialist 007, cautions him not to disrupt her own extraction of Obruchev and places him in touch with M, who will not respond to his inquiries concerning Heracles. Security invades the party with Paloma, a Cuban specialist helping Leiter. Blofeld, directing the social event from Belmarsh jail through Primo's bionic eye, distributes a nanobot fog to kill Bond. Notwithstanding, Obruchev has reconstructed the nanobots compelled to kill the apparition individuals, all things considered. Outsmarting Nomi with Paloma's assistance, Bond carries Obruchev to Debris and Leiter on board a fishing vessel. Debris is uncovered to be a twofold specialist working for Safin, and he shoots Leiter and traps him with Bond underneath deck, escaping with Obruchev subsequent to setting off explosives to sink the boat. Leiter passes on from his injuries, however Bond gets away. Bond gets back to London, looking to question Blofeld about Obruchev's boss. However, Blofeld purportedly just addresses his therapist, Swan. MI6 sets up for Kling to visit Blofeld close by Swan. Safin forces Swan into tainting herself with a nanobot portion to kill Blofeld. Meeting Swan in Belmarsh, Bond unwittingly taints himself with Swan's nanobots. Swan ends up being excessively troubled to confront Blofeld, and she escapes, telling Bond just that she is going home. Blofeld uncovers to Bond that he arranged the blast at Vesper's grave to cause Kling to accept that Swan double-crossed him. Infuriated, Bond momentarily chokes Blofeld prior to yielding, unwittingly permitting the nanobots to enter Blofeld's framework and kill him. Bond tracks Swan to her experience growing up home in Norway, where they accommodate, and he meets her 5-year-old girl Mathilde. Swan demands that Mathilde isn't his kid and offers knowledge that her dad accumulated about Safin and the island his family claimed. The next day, MI6 alarms Bond that Debris is moving toward his area. Debris and a few outfitted hooligans snare Bond, Mathilde, and Swan as they escape in their vehicle, seeking after them into a close-by woodland. Bond orders Swan and Mathilde to stow away while he stands up to Debris and his powers. He overcomes Debris men prior to killing Debris, avenging Leiter's passing. However, Safin captures Swan and Mathilde. Q furnishes security and Nomi with a submarine lightweight flyer to penetrate Safin's Central Command, a rocket base in the ocean of Japan that has been changed over into a nanobot processing plant. Bond and Nomi plan to protect Swan and Mathilde prior to requesting a rocket strike on the office. Bond faces Safin, who escapes with Mathilde, however later delivers her, while Swan gets away from Primo and reunites with Bond and Mathilde. Nomi kills Obruchev by kicking him into a corrosive pool. 4 then accompanies Swan and Mathilde off the island. Security kills Safin's excess men, including Primo, and opens the storehouse entryways for rockets sent off from HMS Mythical Beast to enter. Bond surges back to the control room when the storehouse entryways out of nowhere start shutting, however is trapped by Safin, who taints him with a nanobot vial modified to kill Swan and Mathilde. Bond shoots Safin dead and returns the storehouse entryways, however at that point understands that he can't get away from the approaching rockets. Bond radios Swan to bid farewell, communicating his adoration for herself and Mathilde, who she affirms is his girl. The rockets annihilate the office, and Bond passes on in the subsequent blast. Afterward, at MI6, M, Moneypenny, Nomi, Q, and Bill Leather treat her drink to security's memory. Driving Mathilde to Matera, Swan starts to inform her regarding her dad, Bond.